Hello, this is Gary Pittard, and let me be the first to welcome you to a career in real estate. Now, this program that you're about to undergo is suitable for three groups of people. It's suitable to new recruits looking at entering the industry. These people are entering the industry for the first time. They intend working for 3 months as a home finder, and then from there they'll seek a full-time position in sales with their agency. The next group is home finders. Now, these are full-time home finders, people working, prospecting, looking for new listings for their real estate agency. These people will be in the home finder role for quite a period of time. The third group that this program is suitable for are salespeople who are in a performance slump. As this is a good, solid prospecting program, the fact that a salesperson is in a slump is a pretty good indication that he or she has not spoken with enough people. The best way to get out of a slump is to do things differently to what they were doing prior to getting into the slump in the first place. Generally, they need to undergo massive action. That means get out and speak to a large number of people. This program will help you do just that. A career in real estate is never dull. It does, however, require discipline if you are to be successful in this career. You have to get used to talking to a lot of people every day. Shirk this duty and you will almost definitely fail. So let's explore Welcome to a Career in Real Estate. Now, this program is in 2 parts. Part 1 is for people who are about to attempt the pre-employment practical evaluation. This section of Welcome to a Career in Real Estate will equip you with the knowledge to successfully complete the practical evaluation. And this is the subject of this CD number 1, Part 1 of Welcome to a Career in Real Estate, how to successfully complete your practical evaluation. Now, Part 2 should be studied after you've completed the practical evaluation and before you commence working in a real estate agency as a home finder. Part 2 will teach you how to prospect once you're employed by a real estate agency. So let's now have a look at Part 1, how to successfully pass your pre-practical evaluation. This is a briefing. You are now past the halfway point in the recruiting process and well on your way toward a rewarding career in real estate. Having successfully passed the systems theory examination, it's necessary now that we evaluate your practical understanding of some of the fundamentals you learned during the theory stages of the hiring process. From the moment you commence your real estate career, it will be the practical side of your ability that becomes the prime measure upon which you're judged. The purpose of the practical evaluation is to help you to understand what lies ahead of you if you decide to proceed into a real estate career, and how you will react when you're required to perform your most vital task, and that is the attainment of results, if you can write in the word results, the attainment of results and a meaningful contribution to your fellow team members. Now, over on page 3 of your manual, you'll see the practical evaluation. This is the test that you'll be required to pass. The time allocated for this assignment is 4 days. Now, using the procedures outlined in your Winning Ways manual, complete the following assignments. Number 1 is for sale by owners. We call these FSBOs in the industry, for sale by owner. Now, from the newspapers or online, you'll have to locate 4 private sellers and achieve the following. A, you have to get the address of the property that they're selling. 2, get the names of the owners. Having spoken to these owners, outline why they're selling privately and what you've learned in your discussions with them to indicate whether they may consider an agent. Attach copies of the advertisements, whether they're from a newspaper or online. Attach copies of the advertisements to your answers. Now, number 2, the second group of people you'll have to speak with, is to let by owners. From the newspapers or online, examine all the residential leasing advertisements and make contact with as many as is necessary to find one of whom is considering selling in the immediate future. So you've got to find one to let by owner who is considering selling in the immediate future. The third type of prospecting you'll be required to do is to go through the officer's inquiry log. Now, using the officer's inquiry log, make calls until you have located at least 2 future sellers and at least 1 immediate seller. You are also required to talk with 2 buyers and qualify them using the brief qualify questions that you'll find in your Winning Ways manual. Provide full details of the number of calls made and discuss the general responses you received. The fourth type of prospecting that you'll be asked to do is 336 prospecting. Undertake this form of prospecting until you locate at least 2 immediate sellers. Provide full details of the number of 336s that you prospected. And the fifth is door knocking. Select busy roads in your area and commence door knocking. Pay particular attention to busy intersections. Continue until you find at least 1 immediate seller. Now, that's the practical evaluation. That's what you'll be required to do in order to successfully complete your practical evaluation. And I'm going to take you through some steps that will help you to be far more comfortable when you're talking with people while you're doing your practical test. Now, over on page 5, there are some things that you need to be aware of. Please note that at no stage must you purport or infer that you are a real estate agent or employed by an estate agent. Tell the truth. You are undergoing an assessment to determine your suitability for a career in real estate. Ask for help. Ask, do you mind if I ask a couple of questions? Your instructor should provide you with a letter of identification. The next point is that this assessment is solely for the purpose of assessing your practical ability to locate potential clients and customers should you obtain a position in real estate. You must not approach any property that you know to be listed with a real estate agent. We do not approach other real estate agents' signs ever. For each assignment, provide 3x5 cards with all the details completed as per the guidelines set out in your Winning Ways manual. Next point is any details given to you will not be passed on to any agent or another person without the consent of the prospect having first been obtained by you. So you should do your best to obtain such permission. Next point, at all times when dealing with the public, you must display extreme courtesy and integrity. And lastly, if you or anybody has any questions or comments, please contact your instructor. Now over on page 6 of your manual, let's look at some practical evaluation tips. Some things that you need to know if you're going to confidently and successfully pass your practical evaluation. Now, the first thing that you're asked to do is approach for sale by owners. Now, your approach to for sale by owners will be different from the way you approach these people after you have begun your career in real estate. For the purpose of the practical evaluation, you need to obtain the name of the owners and the address of the property for sale. Explain why you want this information and then ask for it. Once the conversation develops, do your best to find out why this person is selling privately and whether in the future they'll select you as a real estate agent. Now, you should learn these scripts and be comfortable with them so that you say them fluently when you're speaking with clients. You say, I saw your advertisement in the paper for a property for sale. I'm wondering, are you the person I should speak to about this? Once you've determined that you're speaking with the owner, my name is Gary, and I was wondering if you'd help me. I'm studying for a real estate career, and I've been given an assignment to see if I'm suitable. Would you mind if I asked you a couple of quick questions, please? Now, this is the approach you use all the time when you're going through your practical evaluation. You say to people that you're not a real estate agent, but you're undergoing an assessment to see if you're suitable for career in real estate. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? That is the approach you take with all of these methods of prospecting while you're undergoing your practical evaluation. So once you're satisfied that you have the owner, that you are speaking with the owner, now you continue. First of all, may I please ask your name and the address of the property you're selling? May I ask why you're selling privately and not using a real estate agent? And then the final question, if at some point in the future you decide not to continue trying to sell the property yourself, would you consider appointing an agent? Okay, so that's all you have to ask. Get that information and write it on your 3x5 card, and you'll have satisfied the requirements of the first task in the pre-practical evaluation. Now, the next type of prospecting you'll be expected to do is to speak with to let by owners. Now, these people are advertising a property for rent and do so without using the services of a real estate agent. Sometimes to let by owners are renting because they failed to sell the property. Some may be persuaded to try selling again. This is what you say. I saw your advertisement in the paper about a property for rent. Are you the person I should speak with about this? Now, once you've got the owner on the line, my name's Gary and I was wondering if you could help me. I'm studying for a career in real estate and I've been given an assignment to see if I'm suitable. Would you mind if I asked you a quick question, please? Now, once you've been given permission, sometimes people renting privately have tried in the past to sell their property. If you had a good buyer for the property, would you consider selling it instead of renting it? Now, the idea is, of course, to keep calling to let by owners until you find some people that have said, yes, we would consider selling it. That's all you have to do. The third part of the practical evaluation is the inquiry log. This document is one of the most ignored of all office sources. Many salespeople are addicted to fresh inquiry. Most callers in an office's inquiry log have been spoken to only once, twice perhaps, but seldom more often. Yet 1 in 6 people in this log will either buy or sell real estate with one agent or another in the coming 12 months. All that is needed for your agency to be the one that they choose to sell or buy with is for an enthusiastic person to follow them up. That enthusiastic person is you. Now, since your mission is to find 2 future and 1 immediate sellers, you should concentrate on people with local phone numbers at first. Could you write in, please, the word local on page 7? Some of these sellers will already be highlighted in yellow in the log. These are the people who called in specifically stating that they wish to sell. The office's sales team should already be following up most of these people, so do not contact people whose names are highlighted in yellow. You're looking for people who called the office looking to buy real estate, but who could not buy because they first had to sell their property. These people are sellers disguised as buyers. Now, although they're not highlighted in yellow, they do have local phone numbers. Here is what you say to these people. Hello, Mrs. Smith. My name is Gary and I'm calling from XYZ Real Estate. I noticed that you telephoned this office 6 months ago looking to buy a property. Did you manage to find a property to buy? If the answer is yes, congratulate them and ask if they know of anybody who wants to sell or buy a property. If they haven't bought, ask if they're still looking. Ask what stopped them from buying, and then ask, would it be necessary for you to sell your present property in order to buy again? At this point, you'll know whether they have a property to sell and whether they're still interested in buying a new home and whether it's necessary to sell this home before they can buy a new one. Ask the question, would you consider moving now if we could make it easy for you? And if they say yes, jot down their details on a 3x5 card. The next type of prospecting that you must do is 336 prospecting. Your approach when 336 prospecting for the purpose of your practical evaluation is also slightly different to how you'll approach people once you've entered real estate. This source of prospecting is a likely source of sellers. Have you ever noticed when one property in a street goes up for sale, how you always see other signs appearing in the same street? Because these people do not want to appear to be copycats, they often select a different agent from the one their neighbours selected. Your job is to find other people around a for sale sign, any agent's sign, and find out if these people have had thoughts of selling. To do this, you speak with owners of 3 properties to the left of the home for sale, 3 properties to the right of it, and 6 across the street. Now you can do more if you wish, 6 to the left, 6 to the right, and 12 across the street, or even more if you wish. You might have to do a bit of detective work with this source. To successfully say that you have 336 prospected, you must speak with all of the 12 sellers, the 3 to the left of the property for sale, the 3 to the right of the property for sale, and the 6 across the street. You've got to speak to all 12 of them. So you may have to go back at different hours to find those who were not home when you first called. Now here's what to say when you're 336 prospecting. Oh, hello, thanks for your time. Would you be able to help me, please? I'm studying for a real estate career, and I've been given an assignment to see if I'm suitable. Would you mind if I asked you a couple of quick questions, please? You may have noticed that the house next door, or across the street, or down the road, is for sale. Now, often when a sign is erected on one property, it makes the neighbours think about selling too. May I ask whether you've been considering selling your property? That's all you have to do. And you have to keep prospecting until you find somebody who says, yes, I am considering selling. Now the next type of prospecting is door knocking. Pay attention to busy roads and busy intersections and door knock until you find 2 immediate sellers. Here's what you should say. Hello and thank you for your time. I'm studying for a career in real estate and I've been given an assignment to see if I'm suitable. Would you mind if I asked you a couple of quick questions, please? Once you receive permission, first of all, may I ask if you're the owner of the property? Now on busy roads, many of the properties that you approach may be rented. If this person is not the owner, politely ask if they can tell you how to get in touch with the owner. You then follow up these people until you speak with the owner, or you keep following the lead until you reach a dead end. If they're tenants and they can't put you in touch with the owner, just say to them, look, thanks very much. I do appreciate your time, and move on to the next property. Now, if the person with whom you are speaking is the owner, continue. Ask the question, if it could be made easy for you, would you consider selling this property and moving to a quieter area? Now you keep prospecting until you find 2 people who will say, yes, I will consider moving. Now over on page 11, you'll see that there are some questions that are often asked by people that are about to do their practical evaluation. Do we take material with us when we're prospecting at doors? And they say, do we take some leaflets to hand out, how to get the highest price for your property booklet, for example, fridge magnets, things like that. The answer is no. You have a specific job to do when you're prospecting. Just do that job and keep prospecting until you find people who satisfy the requirements of the pre-practical evaluation. After you're working as a real estate salesperson, it may be appropriate to leave material behind, but while you're doing the pre-practical evaluation, remember that you're not yet a real estate agent. Just ask the questions that you're there to ask and then move on. Do not leave any material behind. What time frame constitutes an immediate seller? This is a good question. An immediate seller is somebody that will list today if you put a winner in front of them. So that means you need to find somebody who is selling now. Somebody from the real estate agency should be able to make an appointment with that person, schedule a listing presentation, and if they do a good listing presentation, list that property for sale. Anything less than that is not an immediate seller. Immediate means immediate, selling now. The next question is, how do we keep tabs on how many people we've spoken to for the purpose of reporting our results? Just keep a notepad in your pocket and simply put a little stroke every time you've spoken to somebody. That's all you need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Every time you speak with people, put a little stroke in your notebook, and when you have time, write up your report. Keep it simple. Who supplies the 3x5 cards? This is a question that to me indicates a very petty person. 3x5 cards cost a couple of dollars from the news agency. If you're going to be a successful real estate salesperson, you're going to invest a lot of money in yourself. Do you want a career in real estate? Then don't split hairs. Buy yourself some 3x5 cards. Buy yourself a notebook. You're going to have to buy yourself a suit, a decent pen. Your leader can't supply you with everything. Look, your leader most probably will give you 3x5 cards. But for a person to ask a question like that, to me indicates that they're a very petty person indeed. So who supplies the 3x5 cards? Who cares? You want a career in real estate? Invest in yourself. Your leader will most probably give you some cards. But if it's not even, if your leader doesn't, it's not because he or she doesn't want to, it's probably just that they haven't thought of it. So invest in yourself and don't be petty, please. The next question is, what if I call a to let by owner that looks like a personal ad, but who proves to be a real estate agent? Look, technically, that's against the law. A real estate agent should clearly indicate in their advertising that they are a real estate agent. But if you happen to stumble across somebody whom you thought was a person advertising privately, and who turns out to be a real estate agent, just say to them, I didn't realise you were a real estate agent. Thanks for your time, and politely hang up. The next question is, what is the dress code for the practical evaluation? Always, when you're meeting members of the public, dress well. If you're a male, be clean-shaven, wear a suit. If you're a female, dress in good business attire and dress as you would if you were going out for a listing. Dress well. Always look your best whenever you're talking to a member of the public. Another question was, do we use current or old pages of the inquiry log? You're better off to use old pages. Go back 2 months or beyond and use old pages. The newer pages of the inquiry log will most probably be heavily combed by the sales team working in the real estate agency. So use older pages, 2 or 3 months older, or even older if you wish. But use older pages of the inquiry log. The inquiry is often better when it's older anyway. And the last question most commonly asked is, can we do some groundwork before commencing on our 4-day practical evaluation? Things such as finding for sale by owner or to let by owner ads, researching them online, having them ready before we start. Can we drive around the area and locate signs for 336 prospecting? Yes, of course you can. No one is ever going to look on you badly for preparing. So by all means, do some preparation. It'll stand you in good stead for your practical. Please remember, we want you to pass this. We want you to get excellent results. We don't want you to fail. So anything that you can do, honestly, of course, to help you pass, any preparation that you care to do, you go for your life, you do the preparation, get yourself ready, and then come out of the blocks and get great results when you're doing your practical evaluation. Now, there's some observations over on page 13. As you work your way through this practical evaluation, we recommend that you ask yourself this self-search question. Would I enjoy a career that required me to do large amounts of this type of work every day for at least the next 3 years? You see, you're going to have to prospect as a real estate salesperson. Real estate is not a house business. We sell houses, sure, But we don't sell houses if we don't have a good relationship with the buyers that we work with, and we don't sell houses if we don't have a good relationship with the sellers who own those properties that are listed with us. So you're going to have to prospect. You're going to have to speak with people. You're going to have to get into the habit of going out and speaking every day with large numbers of people. Most of them will be strangers. And if you are scared to do this, then unless you can overcome that fear, real estate is not for you. Real estate is a people business, and what this means is that you have to speak with people, large numbers of them every day. So if, as you undergo your 4-day practical evaluation, you find yourself being scared, speak with more people, and eventually you'll overcome the fear. But if you're not willing to do that, I promise you real estate is not for you. If you're too scared to get out and speak with people, if you're too scared to cold call, real estate will be a career that will eat you up and spit you out. Do not do it. Okay, so as you're out there prospecting, ask, can I do this for my entire career? Because the career of a successful real estate salesperson is a career where we get out and meet with people, where we speak with large numbers of people every day. Many of these people are strangers. And until you pay your dues in real estate, you need to build a fan club. Can you write that in, please, in the middle of page 13? Until you pay your dues in real estate, you need to build a fan club. Reread the trust account section in your Winning Ways manual. To succeed, you must be in regular contact with potential clients who know you, like and trust you, and who will choose you as their agent when they buy or sell real estate anywhere within your service area. To achieve this, you have to get out of your office and meet people every day. Every single day of your career until you have built your following of raving fans. So ask yourself the question, do you have the courage and persistence to do this? Now over on page 14, the purpose of the practical evaluation is to give you and your future leader the opportunity to discover this before you commence a real estate career. Real estate is all about people. It's, as I said before, it's not about selling houses. This is why you've been asked in your practical evaluation to get out and meet people. This is your job if you are to have a successful career in real estate. The practical evaluation is tough, but it's not as tough as choosing the wrong career and then dreading going to work every day. Many have wanted to quit, but they persisted. A rewarding career awaits those who develop a love of people and who are not afraid to go out and meet them. And we sincerely hope that this person is you. Remember what I say, real estate is all about meeting people. If you're scared at first, don't worry, persist. The more people you talk to, the easier it will become. And as it becomes easier, you'll start to see some results coming. These results will inspire you to get out and speak to more people, and you'll get more results. It is self-perpetuating activity. Winning activity does lead to results. The purpose of the pre-practical evaluation is to teach you this. So good luck with it. We hope to see you in part 2 of Welcome to a Career in Real Estate, because by the time you undergo part 2, you'll have been appointed to the position of home finder within your real estate agency, and then we'll talk about how to prospect once you're a home finder. Good luck with the pre-practical evaluation. If you have any difficulty, talk it over with your leader. Your leader will be there, will help you. As I said before, we want you to pass. So all the best, good luck, and I'll talk to you again in part 2.